All right, so this video I'm doing instead of right here I'm doing a voiceover, but the most of the video I was in the car, and y'all see where I get to that point, right? But I'm about to put 525 pounds on the bar. I already did my warm up. I'm just showing y'all my last set and telling you why it was so hard. I was out of my element. I'm like in a room full of elephants. Yo, y'all know what I meant, but I put 495 plus a 10 pound on each side and a 5 pound on each side. So 495 plus 30 pounds, that's 515. It took me a very long 525. It took me a very long time to lift that because oh my gosh, bro, when you go to the gym when it's packed, I mean, dude, listen. So let's show me lifting, all right? I picked it up. It dropped out of my hands because I'm not using any chalk, any straps, or belt. It's just it's horrible. All right, you gotta see it. You gotta see it. But this was the hardest it's ever been for me to lift this amount of weight. My max is close to my max, but it felt like a max. But I picked it up and dropped it because I couldn't grip it. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. Listen to the rest of the video for me to explain further what I'm trying to do within my 8 days. All right, YouTube. I'm in the car right now. It is Friday, 4:10 in the morning. I just came from the gym. I just did my bench press. I just posted that video. It was called "How to Bench Press 225 for More Reps, more than a one rep max," or something like that, right? But I'm gonna tell y'all my goal that I just came up with while I'm in the car right now as we speak, right? My goal is to do, I just did 12 reps on 225 bench press, right? Saved a few reps in the tank because I don't use spotters. You should use a spotter most likely, but I'm different, and I'll explain that later. But I have to tell you this first. My goal within my 8 days off of working out, of taking off work. I'm off this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I took vacation for Monday, Tuesday. I'm supposed to be off Wednesday, Thursday anyways, and I took vacation for Friday. So 8 days off, 7 days off, something like that. 7 or 8 days off. I just messed up. I don't know. Right? So I want to gain 8 reps on my 225 pound bench press. And that sounds impossible. A lot of people will hear the front end of something and it sounds crazy. They don't listen to the back end. I'll tell you why I think it's possible. It is still far-fetched because when I set a goal, I'm the type of guy that likes to set the bar high. So I'm pretty sure I could get 5 more reps, which still sounds crazy, but you got to hear me out to make it make sense. But if I think I could do 5 more reps, if I think that might be in the bag, of course, somebody who likes to set the bar high is gonna set it more high than what I think I could do. Right? So even if I get a little bit more than what I would have got if I would have set the bar low, that's still progress, right? So I work 12 and a half hours. And within that 12 and a half hours, I do swing shifts. 2 weeks on days, 2 weeks on nights. And within that 12 and a half hours, I take 2 breaks, 30-minute breaks. And besides those 30-minute breaks, I'm moving the whole time. And when you work 12 hours, it's very hard, it's impossible. Especially if you got other things to do, like I got 2 kids, I got a woman, I got the gym, I got other things to do I got to catch up on things, this and that, third. I got plenty of things to do. So it's impossible for me to get 8 hours of sleep in between shifts. Very impossible. Sometimes I get 4 to 6 hours at the most. 6 hours is great. And that'd be the days that I decide not to go to the gym most of the time, right? And that's okay for me because I'm physically working my butt off at work, right? So, without the 12 and a half hours of work, because I'm taking all these days off, a whole week in this, I got more time that I can actually sleep, right? Rest, recovery, and for those who don't know, I'm in a surplus. So energy, proteins, fats, carbs, recovery, And I say all that to say this: the main two factors that I'm going for is rest, recovery. Right now, I'm gonna use that as one because it's another one, better one. Well, maybe equal. I don't know. Rest, recovery, and stress relief. Right, being in a better mindset, being in a better physical set. So stress, recovery, soreness is so many things I can add into that. Right, calories or energy, rest. All these things add up. Right, so all these things are gonna add up to what? More reps. Right, so if I did 12 reps, I'm working my way back up to back in the days I used to do like 20 something reps, but I was a way heavier body weight. You know, my max was like 360, something like that. Right now my max might be 310. I don't know. I haven't tried it in a minute. I'm not going for maxes right now, as in 1 rep maxes. I'm training my reps and my volume, right? And then I'm going to start tapering to lower and lower reps with heavier weight, right? So it's training your strength. There's a big difference between training your strength and testing your strength. Huge difference. So I'm not going to bench every day for those 8 days. That's not what I'm saying. I did do that with the squat for like, I tried to go 100 days. Y'all can look through my videos. I got to like 97 and then things start happening car wise, and I had to worry about things, work on things. A lot of things happen in life. So personal things are main things that have set you back from my experience when it comes to lifting and stuff like that. But man, I'm telling you, it's like when you get that fire to drive and push forward and push through all the stuff, hey man, it's now or never, it feel like, for me, you know. So I'm 42 years old. I'm 175 pounds natural. For me to do this the way I'm trying to do it and my potential that I see, a lot of people think that, you know, when they get a certain age, you're supposed to just give up, sit down, do this and do that. That's why people blame age for everything. No, it's the fact that people sit down. You know, a body in motion stays in motion. A body at rest stays at rest. You know, so it's all about moving, man. It's all about working. It's about the tough acting, tenacting. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, listen to the back end. Don't just listen to the front. Hey, believe what you want. Why do I always start rapping, man? This always happens. Oh, I'm trying to stop, but I can't go out. Yo, listen. So you might be asking, how often do I plan on benching during these 8 days? 8 days ain't a lot, 7 days, whatever it is, I don't know. I just benched, and yes, there's going to be days where I bench and then bench the next day. I'm not going to always take 2 or 3 days off. It depends on how I'm going by feel, right? If I feel it, I'm going for it. And I'm not doing like crazy long sessions. I'm most likely going to work up to that top set of 225 and just rep it out. And a lot of times I'm not going to do back off sets. A lot of times I'm not going to work up to a heavy single. A lot of times, some of the times I am and sometimes I'm not. How can I say a lot of times when it's only a week, right? But I'm just saying, within that week, you can do a lot within a week, man. A week is a long time for a training block, really. But I'm just saying, it's like this, man. I'm gonna go for it, man. It doesn't matter what nobody think, do, or say. You're supposed to doubt it, but at the same time, what Bruno Mars say, don't believe me, just watch. Hey, don't believe me, just watch. So by the time you see this video, it's gonna be probably 20 hours later. You're gonna probably see me in the gym, deadlifting or squatting probably even bench pressing too, doing an SBD day. What's that? Squat, bench, deadlift, powerlifting style workout. Now all powerlifters don't do SBD days all the time, but they are a big staple in their workouts. Because why is it a big staple in their workouts? Because when they perform, when they compete, they're doing all 3 in one day. Now, a lot of people probably be like, is it wrong to bench press every day or squat every day or this and that and the third every day? I look at it like thinking outside the box. And you got to think about it like this, all right? You got people who believe that everything they learned about lifting and fitness is set in stone. And they think inside the box, and they think everybody should think inside the box, or if you think outside the box, then it doesn't work. Let me ask you something. Why is it that almost everybody who's above average, or everybody who thinks outside the box here and there, is like 10 steps ahead of everybody that's in the box, and the people that's in the box that think inside the box only think that you have to do things that's inside the box, and they don't look at the difference between them and the people who think outside the box. People outside the box usually bench press more, deadlift more, have bigger muscles, are stronger, are faster, myself included, as a natural, right? I'm not bigger and stronger than everybody you could think of, but guess what? Most of the people that fits outside of that box are not natural. So out of the naturals, why do people judge the natural elites? I don't get it. And say, oh, you doing it wrong. You should do it like, hey, we're not going to get into that too much. I'm just saying. Now, do I think you should bench press every day? No. Am I going to bench press every day? No. How am I going to do this? I'm going to auto-regulate. There's going to be times where I feel like, and this ain't even just for these 8 days off, right? There's going to be times where I don't feel like I should bench, I ain't going to bench. If there's times I go to the gym and I think I should bench. Or if I go to bench, like I'm at the crib, my plan is already to, yes, people who lift, we plan ahead, right? If my plan is to go in there and bench, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna bench. And there's sometimes that you go in there and you realize you shouldn't be doing what you planned on doing. Things change. All right? None of this is linear. None of this is going to be perfect. None of this is going to be set in stone. Things are going to be interchangeable. That's part of having longevity in this game anyways. Having the skill, it's a skill to change things when needed. You know what I'm saying? I got all kind of plans that I didn't stick exactly to the script. Now, I try to stick to the script, but life happens. Pain happens. Fatigue happens. The environment of the gym happens, all right? A lot of people be wondering why I work out by myself, which also can be a bad environment in the gym, even sometimes for people like me. Sometimes I'm so used to people picking on me in the gym that when I get a dead of silence that I've been looking for, I don't know what to do with it. That happens. Rarely. Because usually when it's time to turn up and I'm by myself, oh my God, it's something else. But rarely that does happen. Everything ain't going to happen exactly the way you think it's going to happen every time. Oh, this is what happens when this happens. And nothing is perfect. This is not a perfect world. I used to do construction, right? And when I was in Job Corps, I did carpentry. And my teacher, his name was H. I ain't going to say his real name. Right? I don't even remember his first name. I ain't going to say his last name either. We called him H because his last name ended with H. Right? H was cool. We respected each other. But there was times we didn't like each other. And most of the time, I learned my biggest lessons from people that I didn't like, but respected. Or we earned each other respect one way or another. Through us not liking each other. And then finding out we actually cool. You know what I'm saying? But he said something about like measuring the wood and stuff. We was doing carpentry, right? And in a perfect world, things ain't gonna line up the way you think it's gonna line up. Even when you're building a building or a house or whatever, you got blueprints, and when you're making the house, it's not always gonna fit perfectly the way it fit on that blueprint. I don't care how much you try. I don't care how much professional workers you got. I don't care what equipment y'all got. I don't care what tools and whatever y'all use. The most expensive, best, top of the line stuff. Nothing's going to be perfect. So the same thing when you're building your body, you're building your strength, you're building whatever, your diet plan, whatever. There's going to be times you can't buy the food that you wanted to buy. It's gonna run out, or you can't go, or and there's gonna be times. You think of some variables, those included. All right, think about it. Take a second. So, yeah, man, I got 8 days off. This is Friday. It's like 2 something right now in the afternoon. When I first started this video, it was 4 something in the morning. So I went to sleep, ate, whatever. I'm going back. My son getting off of school in a minute. My lady, she picking him up. We go out. We probably go to the park or to the zoo. So I don't know, whatever they want to do, right? Then I'm going back to bed. Eat again. Rested. I'm going to the gym and I'm doing whatever workout you just seen me do. Yeah, and then I'm gonna do that every day. I'm gonna rest. I'm probably gonna get my hair cut tomorrow, me and my son. Just run errands, eat, sleep, rest, recover, but still work out. Yeah, things are going up. By the end of this year, yo, you think you seen something?